Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Rollercoaster Rider,
Hi, I'm Kay.
and I guess we're gonna do a Disney movie, but it's not animated, and it came out in the 70s, and most people probably don't know about it. We're talking about the 1976 movie Gus, starring Ed Asner, Don Knotts, Tim Conway, um,
Whole bunch of other people. Dick Van Patten,
uh, I can't remember who's,
Harold Gould, Liberty
and,
Williams.
and somebody as Pepper.
Oh yeah, what was his name again?
I can't remember anyway.
Oh, okay.
I think his name started with a C or something.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Anyway, the premise of this is that this is about a terrible football team.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
Adams. ATOMS.
so it's based on the Houston Texans or the Houston Astros.
Nah, don't say that.
I hate them. So the premise of this is basically it turns out that there's this Mule who's a really good
Soccer ball kicker.
Are you thinking about taking that disc out or case out?
No, I was just going to see if we knew the other name.
And this kid falls in a well, as you do. And then, what happens next? Then it turns out that this Mule is a really good kicker.
Kicker, yep.
Can kick at least 100 yards.
Field goal.
And since Ed Asner's team, the Adams...
Pause it.
Why?
Okay, don't. Okay, keep
You're
going.
recording it. Since the team, the Adams... It's a Wonderful Lifetime. And that really is it really makes sense in, like, March when we're recording this.
Okay.
Or when we're gonna release this. Anyway, Ed Asner's team is really terrible and pathetic.
Come on.
I think if they had Coaster Kitty on their team, and as the only player, it couldn't possibly be worse. That's how bad they are.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Coaster Kitty? Anyway, so Don Knotts is kind of talking like this.
He always talks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but whenever I have the chance... See, this is a real movie, folks.
Gus.
Whenever we have the chance to... whenever I have the chance to do impressions, I do them.
Yeah.
So, Ed Asner's thinking, well, it might improve our team's
Attendance,
ticket
yes.
sales if we have a football kicking mule.
Yes.
And they really could use it because their cheerleading team is not is how can I put this delicately? It's not the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, to put it mildly. And their band is not the I don't know, Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Well, they just kind of march and fake that they're playing because they have a record player. And then they even mess up marching.
And the cheerleading team is not the
Older.
not A-list material.
They're older.
It was something where it's like most of them are almost at their pension. And we're thinking about doing one. If you've been married for 10 years and have 3 kids, you get in free or something. So anyway, they get in Gus and what's the kid's name?
Oh, from Yugoslavia.
Gary?
Yeah, we'll just go with Gary.
Gus and... No, it doesn't say. We usually should take notes sometimes, but
Yeah, maybe.
that requires work and we're not that invested.
Maybe it was Gary Grimes.
Yeah, that was the actor. And shortly after this movie, he stopped making movies because he just wasn't he just wasn't a big fan of the roles that he was being given.
Ah, okay.
So anyway, Ed Asner makes bets with the rival team, or with a rival coach.
No, with somebody that wants to own the Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So he was ready to collect on the bet.
And
So then they did a new bet, made it a little more interesting.
Yeah, and then when Gus starts actually playing during the game, which Pepper is like totally unbelievable and cannot believe it. Oh wait, it's actually true. I told you that it was gonna happen.
All he does is nonstop talk and not let the other announcer talk.
Was he the inspiration for John Madden?
I don't know. Yeah, but John Madden had his X's and O's on the board.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So anyway, after Gus starts playing, that's when the bad guy.
The shenanigans start. So
they bring in Tim Conway.
And Dick Van Patten was the friend. The guy that was the father on Happy Days. What was his name?
I don't
know. Bosley.
Tom Bosley?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you bring in Tim Conway, you get some shenanigans.
If you ever watched the Carol Burnett show, you would understand.
And not the Star Wars Holiday Special, which apparently he was bad in.
Okay, what anyway?
Review coming soon.
So these two guys start, they just get out of prison.
And then
they're offered $25,000 to mess up the Adams, either by taking Gary or taking Gus.
Here's Coaster Kitty. Anyway, and so then there's some. Yeah. I'm losing all my dog lover subscribers.
Anyway.
So then, even though every single time that they try to mess up, it fails.
Yeah.
Sometimes hilariously, like when they animal lovers.
No, it was funny. Gus handled himself quite well.
PETA people, you might want to cover your ears for this one. I'll put a finger up, and when I'm done saying the controversial thing, you can unmute me. When they give the mule alcohol.
Oh, yeah. They put vodka in his water and vodka in his oats.
And we're not going to bring up anything else about that.
That was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. And then there were a lot of funny jokes, like with Ed Asner. Ed Asner was pretty funny. The mule was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Well,
especially when towards the end they do the kidnapping of Gus and give them another donkey that looks like Gus, a mule.
Okay,
I'm not going to say everything.
Yeah.
You can say the
This is my
hotel.
favorite. I wasn't going to say the hotel part. I was going to say the
grocery store?
Yeah, the grocery store part where
we kept laughing.
Yeah, essentially that part was Gus doing Home Alone with the two guys
in a grocery store,
in a Ralph's, which they say it, and there's plenty of advertisement for Pepsi, and Coca-Cola, which is interesting.
Flour, paper towel,
yeah, wedding cakes,
cereal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god, that was hilarious.
But the one thing you have to know about Gus is he's
smarter than the average mule.
Yeah, he's smarter than those two guys. But he also, whenever there is a pyramid,
yes,
he has to knock it down somehow. Yeah, he has to go through it or something.
Let's see what else.
But he takes them all throughout the store.
There's so many. And what I like about this movie is that it's a good length of, like, it says it's 97. I don't know that. It really feels more like it's 92 or so. And it's actually shorter than that because the credits are at the beginning of the movie, which, kind of pad it out. I understand that it's 1976, and Disney probably didn't have the largest budgets at this time, but I wonder, were any of those moments green screened?
Oh, in the beginning, a lot.
Like when all the crowds.
His brother was in Europe,
Yeah, pretty much almost
and
all
he was playing soccer.
the crowds in almost all the scenes, or even like
Well, no,
backgrounds.
except for the audience by the parents when the older brother was playing soccer.
But yeah, even the backgrounds, like nothing really changed. So that was the green screen too. It's like, and what's also funny is that every time the mule kicked, there's like a woo 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 woo.
He's happy. His ears go.
No. That was the sound of the ball, like as it was
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Or
Yeah, like
as it was going.
cutting through the wind. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah.
And then there was the boyfriend who was kind of jealous.
Oh yeah. So he was trying to get back at Gus and get back at Debbie.
Mm-hmm. Debbie was
She played an important role in this.
no, am I allowed?
No, she played an important role.
I can't say she's cute.
No.
The lady at the store was also pretty cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is G-rated. I would probably say it's more of PG nowadays because there's not so much cussing, but there's cigar smoking, and G-rated in the 70s doesn't necessarily mean the same
Right.
thing nowadays,
Right.
similar
And
to
football,
PG-13
football
and R.
penalties and rules were a little bit bent
Looser.
for this. Yeah. And Don Knotts being the head coach.
Yeah, one part that I thought was funny was that there was like one moment where you thought like there was the team with like the one coach, but it was actually like 20 coaches and none of the players were there. It's like I can see how you're going bankrupt.
Because the players didn't show up till the next day.
So I recommend this movie.
Yeah, if you want a good laugh, yeah,
Mhm.
especially with your kids. Well, I don't know if there was that much bad language or not.
I don't think there was bad language.
No.
It's not G-rated, it's PG-rated. I don't know, if your kids can handle some cigar smoking and
Shenanigans.
and a few other words for donkey, then your kids will be
A
totally
mule.
fine.
A mule.
Or other words for mule, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, anyway.
Uh,
So Gus is an amazing place kicker. When Gary, was it, or whatever, they gave him the
character's name.
football. They gave him a football, and he was used to kicking soccer balls. So he didn't know what he was going to do with it, and he kicked it.
oh, and one other thing was that it was kind of funny about how the kid had stage fright, but the donkey didn't at the beginning.
The donkey kept pushing him
Like,
back
go,
out.
go,
Come on,
go,
come on.
go, go,
We can
come
do
on, come on,
this.
I
We
want to
can do
play.
this. Get out there.
It's like, oof, okay.
And then the crowd really went for it. And then when he kicked it, to... Now, the top of the pyramid, the head cheerleader, was heavy set, okay? So
Oh,
she caught the football. And then the pyramid started falling apart, and they were all hanging on the goalposts. I guess you just had to... You have to watch it to believe it, so...
oh, and the mule also kicks people.
Oh, yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's pretty smart. Anyway, that's our review. I think you know by now if you want to see the movie or not, which I'm hoping you do.
And we didn't reveal everything, so you can still get a good laugh out of it. Okay?
So that's our review for Gus.
Yep.
Join us next time where this is a rule for being internet critics. You have to review an Uwe Ball movie. Great.
Is it worse or better?
It's Uwe Ball.
I don't know what that is. We'll soon find out.
It's
Okay.
not good. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.